Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Sunday, 29th day of May, 28th day of Iyar. I'm continuing along on giving you several interesting reasons for why a lot of shuls adorn the shul on Shavuos with flowers or tree branches or beautiful fragrant cuttings or whatever. Why is that? So I'm now on reason number 3, 4, 5 tonight. Reason number 3 is given by the Magen Avram, and he says it's because the Mishnah tells us that Shavuos is a time for the judgment on trees. So if trees are being judged on this time at the holiday of Shavuos, then certainly we would want to have trees remembered throughout our shul. And so according to the Magen Avram, that's a reason for having tree branches or flowers or those types of things around the shul on the holiday of Shavuos. Another famous reason that's given is, this one's fascinating, is because Moshe Rabbeinu, okay? Let's take you back in the story. Remember, of course, that Paro had commanded that all Jewish boys be thrown into the Nile. And that's because his stargazers had seen that the Jewish Savior was going to be born, and it was going to be a male. And so, anyway, so Paro thought he would kill all of the firstborn males, and that would take care of that. The Egyptians were so into this that they even checked on pregnant Jewish ladies to make certain that they would come check on them on their due dates to make sure that the baby boy, if it was a boy, would be killed and not kept alive. Okay, so when Moshe's mother was expecting Moshe, they knew that that his due date, I don't want to tell you yet, I don't want to spoil it, but they saw his due date coming. And so Moshe Rabbeinu's mother gave birth to Moshe 3 months early, and 3 months early he was kept in the house, and the Egyptians didn't come looking because it was 3 months early, and they came looking for Moshe 3 months later, right? Because a baby born early is born at the beginning of the 7th month, and a baby born full term is born 3 months later at the end of the 9th month. So Moshe's actual birth date was the 7th of Adar, and at his birth date the Egyptians didn't come looking for him. So he was concealed in his home, and only 3 months later, when they came looking for Moshe, which was the 7th of Sivan, which is the second day of Shavuos, that's when they came looking for Moshe. So at that point, his family was forced to put him in that little box and have him float down the Nile River, where he was found amongst the reeds of the waters there. So Moshe, Rabban Shal Yisrael, who the rabbi of all of Israel, who taught us all of our Torah, was found amongst the reeds on the holiday of Shavuos. And that's why green things are put all over the shul on Shavuos. That's another famous reason. And number 5 that I'll tell you tonight, and then we'll have to close it, is that this one's said by the DVAR Rebbe, the Bnei Yissaschar, which is special to me because my name's Dinovitzer. Anyway, this was the DVAR Rebbe, and he said that the reason is because there's a famous phrase in our Tanakh which refers to the Jews and or Torah as Kishoshana bein hachochim, like a rose amongst thorns. And the Medrash tells the beautiful story, Mashal, the more beautiful parable, about how there was once a king who made a beautiful orchard, but he found out that his orchard had a bunch of thorns in it, and he was about to cut down the whole orchard because he didn't want thorns, until he noticed that there was a beautiful rose, and he said, the whole orchard is worth it because roses grow amongst thorns, and I'll keep all the thorns and the entire orchard. It's worth it for this one beautiful rose. And says the Medrash, it's the same thing with our Torah. The whole world, God would say, I don't really have use for the world unless there's Torah and the Jews to keep the Torah. And so our Torah and our Jews and our relationship of Torah and Jews is a little bit symbolized by a thorn amongst the roses. And that's reason number 5 for why we put beautiful flowers all around the shul on the holiday of Shavuos, which of course celebrates that moment when the Jews accepted the Torah and God said, well, then it's worth keeping the world alive because of Jews and Torah. So that's reason number 5 for beautiful flowers or greenery in the shul on Shavuos. To be continued. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.